this is the time of artificial intelligence.
Right.
But how do you see the future of artificial intelligence and its impact on the job market in the coming days? Because so many things which but only humans can do. Now, many things can be done by the AI.
What is the India's neighborhood first policy? And what is it all about? And which are our neighbors at which it is directly?
I also wanted to seek your opinion on OBC reservation. We are told that reservations in India need to be looked at from different vantage points when it comes to different communities, marginalized communities. What are your thoughts on that?
SYED SADIQUE.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thanks, sir.
Nice and comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Right. Do tell us something about yourself, very briefly.
My name is SYED SADIQUE. I hail from the Nepali district of Manipur. I had done my schooling from Kendra Vidyalaya of Pelpa. After that, I pursued my graduation and master's from Jamia RCA Alumni.
Okay.
And I did a lot of interest in playing football and calisthenics, sir. I like to stay fit and healthy.
Yes, that's fine. All right. Right. Yes, please.
You come from a very interesting or a state which is in the news these days.
Yes.
Right? What do you think I talk about foreign policy aspect of the international relations and then the Act East policy
Yes.
of the government of India. Can you tell me briefly what it is and how will it we've been saying it will be beneficial, but can you tell me how it will be beneficial in the Northeast and particularly to your link the two?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Act's policy tries to integrate the Northeast India with the Southeast Asia. Through it, the Indian government is trying to bring economic development and infrastructure development in the entire Northeast. And the Indian government is also pursuing its interest in the Southeast Asia region. Presently, this region is not that much integrated economically.
Why?
When we do various purposes, firstly is the difference in political institutions. We have democracies in India. Myanmar, we have the political instability. In other Southeast Asian nations, we have some presidential monarchies.
That is a hindrance, you think, to integration?
One part of it is.
Is that?
Yes.
But right now, are you aware? This Look East policy.
Yes.
It was Look East and became Act East afterwards.
Right.
So it's been around for a long time.
Yes.
But there were always some kind of challenges. Besides this challenge that you mentioned, do you think there are other challenges which have held back this integration and our effectiveness of the India's Look East policy?
Another can be the Chinese factor. The Chinese influence is huge in the Southeast Asian nations. Also, due to the presence of China, the policy of string of pearls, the US is also trying to again influence in the region. Also, there are a lot of instabilities, issues we have, such as the South China Sea, where therefore there are a lot of difference among the nations only.
What is the problem in the South China Sea?
South China Sea, we have the Chinese state is claiming sovereignty over the South China Sea, and it is infringing on the sovereign rights of other nations such as Thailand, Vietnam, where Philippines.
In what sovereign rights and what way?
The maritime and the rights over the sea.
I see. One last question. You would have heard of, in the same context, India's neighborhood first policy.
Yes, ma'am.
So, are there some similarities or some similar challenges there also? What is India's neighborhood first policy? And what is it all about? And which are our neighbors at which it is directed?
Neighborhood first policy tries to ensure that in India's foreign policy, the neighborhood nations of India is given the first preference.
Which ones?
This includes Bangladesh, we have Sri Lanka, we have Maldives, and we have Myanmar also.
Nepal,
Bhutan, Nepal also.
So all these countries are part of India. Which are the other neighbors that we don't include in our neighborhood first policy?
Then China, Pakistan.
We don't include. So they are our neighbors also.
Yes, ma'am. We have issues with them, mostly border issues
Mhm.
and state-sponsored terror attacks also.
What border issues are there with China?
With China, we have the eastern sector. We have China is claiming some of the Arunachal Pradesh states.
All of it.
Arunachal Pradesh.
All of it.
All of it.
Sara Niran. And?
And also, we have issues, the Gabla issue we have where the Chinese government was claiming control over it. And recently, we have the Ladakh issue also.
Everywhere their
Yes.
their attitude is that it belongs to us, is it?
Yes.
And but one last question, what's the basic issue that why is this been going on for so long? What's the basic issue at the border that we're not being able to, or this kind of counterclaims and claims carried on?
Ma'am, this is due to the border line issues. Chinese
Not being demarcated.
is not demarcated borders.
That's the reason why it just carries on. Okay, thank you.
Would you like to take? Sure. So, Sadiq,
Yes.
I understand one of your hobbies is watching Shonila.
Yes, sir.
Is it a dying art form? Your views on that?
I wouldn't say it's dying. Usually, earlier what we used to have, it was a community practice. So in Manipuri society, where every locality had a community ground. So in that community ground, we used to have Sumangila. Usually it's done at night. So it used to have a social function. Now with the evolution of digital revolution, what even the Indian government and Manipur government also promoted it through the national and radio also. So now what we are doing is they are the distribution like Sumangila, though they are performed at the various community grounds, they through the digital media they are distributing the rights of distributing the media.
Okay. And what's so exciting about this performative tradition that you love watching it? Just one or two things.
So one is the entertainment factor, and the second is comedy. Sir. Comedy is an integral part of it. Sir. So he tries to engage the whole of the audience with it. The artists are highly trained. Even the audience is in front of them. Even then, if they laugh or smile, there are a lot of comedy skits going on there. But they have very seriousness about it. Sir. That's one part.
All right. I also wanted to seek your opinion on OBC reservation. We are told that reservations in India need to be looked at from different vantage points when it comes to different communities, marginalized communities. What are your thoughts on that? So, for example, reservation for OBC needs to be reflected upon differently as compared to reservation for scheduled tribes and scheduled castes. Your thoughts on that?
Right. Sir, reservation in India is a policy to diminish the historical injustice back to various communities. We have the ST, we have the OBC. In OBC, there comes certain, it's not restricted to caste only. There are some communities also. For example, in Manipur or the northeastern states, we have some ethnic groups who are included in the OBC list. So it consists of various groups, not only caste. The scheduled tribe is state reservation is given to tribes only, for which we have certain criteria. And for SC also, we have mostly these are given to Dalits and other marginalized sections of society.
My last question. Since you come from Manipur, and Manipur was in news
Yes.
for the wrong reasons, I would say. Do you think that this entire episode, during this particular unfortunate episode, there was something very disturbing about some civil society organizations in the state? It was a civil society organization that was in news during the ethnic conflict that was going on. I believe they're referring to the women's group. That's right. So, what are your thoughts on that? So, the women's group have been a very powerful faction in the Manipur society. So, we have seen in this particular case, we have seen it for the wrong reasons. Their influence in the Manipur society has had positive results even during the well, rehabilitation program of the state or the insurgency issues. It has brought positive results. Thank you.
Since you are from Manipur, continuing from the what I was already talking, what is the basic point of conflict between the Maltese and cookies? And I want to understand from you. Right. The conflict, what is the basic reason of conflict? And is it real grounds of the some communities? It is more of a politicized I think has been politicized much more than it is.
Correct. The immediate issue was the reason was giving of ST status to the dominant Meitei community. Dominant in the sense Meiteis are socioeconomically very, I would say, placed in a very higher position than the STs or the Kuki community. That's the immediate reason. But in the hindsight, sir, we had few other issues. One would be the land issue. The land issue is the valley had very few control over the land. For example, valley people have only control over 10% of land. And the valley people couldn't buy any land in the hills. Also, sir, the second one is the livelihood issue. There was a poppy cultivation in the forest areas. So the government had taken a war on drugs campaign. So some perceived it as a threat to their livelihood also, sir.
This is the time of artificial intelligence.
Right.
But how do you see the future of artificial intelligence and its impact on the job market in the coming days? Because so many things which but only humans can do. Now, many things can be done by the AI. So how it will impact the 10 years down the line? How do you see the future of AI?
So artificial intelligence, like any innovation in technology, has both positive and negative connotations. So positively, it has only made more easy various works. For example, sir, in research or research, that has made it very easy, and creative works it has also made it easier. However, recently, a few weeks ago, it has been in use for the wrong reasons. Like there has been creation of deep fakes of actors, even of the prime minister or world leaders. Even Ukraine war, a fake deep fake was released that the Ukraine president had surrendered. That's why I said there has been some subjects to recognize the risks associated with it and use it for the proper purposes for innovation.
It will eat away the jobs also.
Right, sir.
Some things can be done by the AI. This is in one way.
Right.
You
Right, sir. So there is a protest in the United States by the film industry because the job was threatened with the use of AI in script writing.
Now, this chat GPT and AI, generative AI.
Right.
See, I wanted to go to a function to give a speech for 5 minutes. I tried chat GPT to prepare a speech for me. This is the place I'm going. This is what I want to say.
Okay.
It gives me 10 minutes speech. Earlier I used to write and then rewrite and then now ChatGPT has given me. I just made some changes and give a very good speech there. So where is my own contribution? Originality, creativity. But very good speech these days.
Right. Sir, I think the emotional aspect is lacking in education.
It's like minor changes but to improve my version of that.
Yes, certainly, sir. It has made it easier for all of us.
So tell me, what is the tax to GDP ratio of the country?
Of
Tax to GDP.
around I think 12%, sir. Around 12%.
And what's the tax base?
Tax base is around I think 4%. Sir.
4% paying taxes. I think the taxes 4%.
Finally, idea done.
And
Sir.
how many percent? How many percent of paying taxes?
1 to 2%. Sir.
Is it good?
No, sir. So there needs to be effort to increase the tax base.
How will you increase that?
So one is through formalization of our economy. Sir. We have huge sector in the informal economy. Around 80% of the manufacturing is in informal sector. And the case, mostly, sir, the informal sector, the small industry, these are cash-based economy. So through the digital, switching over to digital.
The taxpayers don't feel that they are being treated fairly. They are not being. That sense of pride should come in the person if you're paying taxes. Give him some honor, some opportunity somewhere, some priority somewhere, something. So that other people and encourage. If I pay taxes and if I go to a Sarkari hospital, I will get some priority.
Right.
So he will feel honored inside of long queue. Even the going for a shorter queue.
Right.
So we are not giving any incentive to it. For one entrepreneur side, tax payment in India is like a charity. It is used by somebody else, not some person paying taxes.
That's even the economic survey few years ago highlighted that there should be some incentive. However, sir, I think being a citizen, it's our duty to pay taxes for all the services we enjoy from the state, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Since you are interested in performing arts,
Right.
and can you tell me who is the best proponent of Manipuri today?
Pardon, sir?
Manipuri as a dance form.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay, all right. You have been mentioning about drugs, and you are relating it with livelihood.
Right, sir.
Uh, should livelihood be depending on drugs? You mentioned that it impacts the livelihood of people.
Right.
Is it your view that drugs should be a legitimate means of livelihood?
No, sir, I didn't mean that. What I meant to say was some perceived it as a threat to livelihood because in the hilly areas, there are very few avenues due to low level of economic development. So they were resorting to poppy cultivation because the proximity to golden triangle is there, sir. So that trade is has high incentive. It's very it has very high incentive to be part of it. However, sir, I think we should uh, give them alternate avenues of employment, sir.
How many districts of Manipur are affected by poppy cultivation or the drug menace? Which is the most notable of all the districts?
I'm not exactly able to recall. I think, sir, it's Kamjong, Churachangpur.
No?
6, 7 districts are affected, sir, but I'm not really. Which one most affected? I'm not exactly able to recall.
Okay.
Sir.
Does the present political dispensation in Myanmar responsible for this kind of drug proliferation?
Sir, not only uh, the political dispensation in Myanmar, but also the other factors in the Southeast Asian region. The markets, the Golden Triangle. It is said that it is recently only the UN Drug Committee report.
Okay.
It has released that it is one of the most booming industry, even taking over the Colombian drug industries.
Okay. In the recent the ethnic strife, fortunately, it is now settling down. Why Nagaland and other neighboring states who are joining the issue?
So, particularly Mizoram was joining the issue due to their sharing affinity with the Thin Mizo tribal groups.
Right.
And Nagaland, due to the issue there are some population of Naga tribe in Manipur, so they were calling that the Naga people should not be affected by the ongoing conflicts.
Now, historically,
Right.
all communities living in a particular landmass are declared tribals, like in Himachal Pradesh. I will give you an example. Everybody living in Lahaul and Spiti is a tribe. Now, was it injustice to Maitis to say that you belong to this particular geographic region, but you are not a tribal? Was it denying them their legitimate right? What is your view on that?
Sir, far as I understand, sir, the Meitei after independence, the political leaders in Manipur, they were contemplating upon giving Meiteis the ST rights. But I think at that time they went for the OBC because some belong to the royal family also, sir. So they thought giving them ST status would lower the status in these societies. So that's one reason. Sir.
All right. But Hari, you are interested in football.
Right.
Right? Has India ever come close to getting an Olympic medal in football?
Sorry, that I'm not able to.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Interestingly, that you're so candidly describing about the Navy, and you are yourself a converted Navy, right?
Converted, I would say. Sir.
Okay, cool.
From the ancestor from my mother's side, we consider by the king give the Muslim soldiers by the woman marry and settle down in the valley. Sir.
Okay, that's an interesting difference. Right. Because one has heard of and one has met. When I was posted in Arunachal Pradesh, Kurkun, that she says in the 80s, I don't think about it. So, a troupe of Methi dancer of Manipuri dancers and Methi swordsmen had helped to display their martial skills.
Right, sir.
So what is that sword fight?
Fantastic.
They could not. Okay, what is the history of? Can you name any other martial arts in India widely practiced?
Sir, there's Kalapayattu.
Excellent. Which is said to be the origin of martial arts
I'm not sure.
of all of China, the entire Buddhist region. Okay, that's somewhere they trace their origin.
Right.
Right? How did somewhere Kalaripaittu travel all the way to? I mean, of course, every kingdom in the world will evolve its own martial arts, right? Yes. But it is said that it traveled from south to eastern, far eastern corners of the world. How did it went?
Sir, I think during the ancient time there used to be travelers.
Such as whose times?
I think both Bodhisattva was one of it.
I'm changing that. There is something called Imphal has suddenly come in the news in the last 3 days. And for the very right reasons, not the wrong reasons.
Sir, the missile, self-missile frigate has been named INS minus.
The uniqueness being, what is unique about INS Imphal? Beginning with the name.
What kind of
Why is what's unique about INS Imphal?
So it was the first frigate named after Northeastern.
Northeasterns. And so what does it mean by the stealth frigate?
Right? Missile destroyer.
The word stealth means what? What does it do?
So stealth means hidden from, I think, I'm presuming it's hidden from the enemy radar.
Yes, but how does it do it? Can you take a guess? You're not from a technical background, but it creates some electromagnetic fields to fudge the signature of a anything which is a submarine or a ship has a signature, so you can fudge it. Anything. Here we also have an excellent hand. I saw your signature and I always do. Excellent calligraphic way. Has somebody taught it to you?
This is my uncle project to me when I was very young.
Very good. Very good. Tell me,
this you mentioned unemployment. And you're right. There is a huge drug issue, and in the 80s also there was a huge drug issue. 80s and 90s when there were kids sniffing glue.
Yes.
What exactly is that thing?
Then right. Then right. There is it.
They used to sniff glue, and there was a lot of psychological and so on issues. Um, Now, unemployment, I will pin it down. You're right. Now, have you heard of this Ganga Vilas and National Waterways One
Yes, sir.
passing through Bangladesh and then going and joining at somewhere near Guwahati and then trying to and going all the way up, right up to Sadia, I think. And there is this another national waterway which is near Barak and Barak River Gate, near that, as and when they get combined. But then there is another thing being planned in Myanmar, Kaladan Board, etc.
Yes.
And there will be some connection like that. So India is in talks with developing something about from Nepal, their rivers, Bangladesh rivers, development of port. It's all Indian waterways thing.
Yes.
A regional logistics plan, which will convert to Myanmar. As of today, development of NW2 connection with this. How is it strategically important? Second question is how will this development of the Bharat river system add to it, and how will it bring employment opportunities or logistics improvement? When as and when it combines better with Myanmar.
So, firstly, national waterways to will increase the connectivity of Northeast. So we have goods moving in through the chicken snack only, sir, presently. So the access to notice would be increased. Secondly, sir, the logistical issue that was facing was, say, for example, in Manipur, sir. Uh, Recently, only we had railways, only goods trains. There's no passenger train as of now running in Manipur. So mostly the goods were passing through by road only. So that would lead to increase in the price of goods. And also the insurgent groups and other groups would use it to uh, to ask for their demands to the governments. So that would be prevented. We would have multiple modes of transportation so that the citizens do not suffer. Also, sir, through this, the economic development and infrastructure development would be, I think, pushed to a better levels.
That's a general statement. In what sectors do you think it can take off? Economic development, when you say
Yes, sir.
from being nothing, very base level employment opportunities, to one is that logistics will happen, so people will open repair shops, and there will be people coming and setting up, okay, hubs along the way. What else? One is that logistics. यहाँ से ट्रेन जा रही है, स्टेशन है, तो 10 ढाबे भी खुलेंगे. No, that's understandable.
Yes.
But what else apart from a train passing through? What else can happen?
So, firstly, the textile industry from Bangladesh that can gain those in the knowledge. And secondly, sir, the IMT trilateral highway also, sir. It will increase the connectivity. So the notices and share a lot of cultural affinities with the Southeast Asian, be it food or fashion industry. We have that can be one factor.
So you see some trade happening across the Myanmar, in the Myanmar border, which is not the negative kind of trade.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right, excellent, excellent. Now, lastly, do you have um, any idea of the stapled visas? What are they? I mean, if I were to go to any country, any European country, Australia, wherever, the visa is stamped on the passport, right?
Right.
But if some country gives me a stapled visa, what does it mean?
Sir, I think it was in news regarding some sports person from Arunachal Pradesh. They were given stapled visa due to the issue.
And why did they Why Chinese not give a proper stamped visa? If I go and stamp my visa, I have my passport.
So, according to them, the Arunachal Pradesh is belongs to them.
And therefore,
And therefore, sir, I think several visas, only same visas are for those people who are in the
who are foreigners?
right.
That's it. See, there is only one thing which I found so far negatively. You're talking to me, but then you are completely talking to me. You're not looking at the other numbers. Develop a 60-40 or at least a 70-30 ratio. So 60% time you look at me, 40% I will keep glancing at the others. The logic being that I may be asking you a question, but you are answering to the entire point. So you have to involve them.
Okay.
For more selfish reason, they will also be marking you.
Yes.
Yes, you should include everyone.
So unless you include them, this guy will not give you nothing. So current
Okay.
your hand steepling is a very, very good psychological tool. This is how powerful people do. People who are composed. So please keep up that part. However, when you are answering, and most of them are very logical and good answers, you should try and express yourself.
Okay.
Your entire body should be in sync.
Okay.
Your eyes, your eye movement, apart from the fact, disregarding the fact that you're not looking at everyone,
Yes.
it shows that you're thinking and responding. That's the impression I got at least. However, the rest of your body is not answering. It's just you. So the keenness and the energy of a young man like you should be exhibited in your body language.
Okay.
Right? So if you are using the hands somewhat gesticulating to emphasize a point, not all the time, in order to dance. But sometimes if you use your hands to good effect, then that is a huge plus. Okay. Please do. Okay?
Right.
And your other one is looking very poised and comfortable, which is very, very nice. I'm also glad that you are very candid about your answers. Some of them are tricky, but you have really done well there.
Just one thing that your voice has remained monotonous throughout.
Voice modulation.
So it's little modulation. If the point is important, the voice pitch will go a little higher to stress. This is the important thing I'm saying. Okay.
Okay.
Some modulation in any communication skills, modulation of voice is very important.
Okay.
So have some modulation and some stress somewhere. You get up, down, up, down. You cannot be straight line.
Okay.
Okay. Try to put that if possible. When is the date?
11th of January.
Not much time, but this is something you can work on. These are not much of a negative, but if you modulate more, you can give better impression. Okay.
Like they had a little bit. You are smiling and relaxed now, but while throughout the interview you were quite stiff. So you have to be careful about being especially relaxed. You relax, your answers are, you look better. There's more energy in you. So try and do that. Like as Sir has also said, you have to little bit of gestures. When they're talking, they're saying a little bit. Don't go on doing that. A little bit. Smile. Include everyone in your answers. And a little more precision. And for my things, some of the answers were all right, but they're a little imprecise. So try and get your thought process a little more focused. So in the time that you have, just do a little more practice of how to give more precise answers.
Pause.
Pause. A little bit of pause. Right?